Construction costs. Construction costs attract whole different, apart from what you pay to the builder. There are so many different things that are required, and they can be part of the developer's costs. For example, abolishment of services. Before you actually hand over the site to your builder, you can actually ask the builder to include this price with within the building contract. But usually, as a developer, you would want to make sure that you've got the site already cleaned. You've disconnected all the gas, water, electricity. Water doesn't really get disconnected from sites, but gas and electricity has to be abolished before you can actually demolish the existing building. That brings you to demolition cost, or and demolition cost could attract investigation survey, a demolition permit. Then you've got a site cut and clean, which is clearing out the site and making it absolutely flat so that the builder can come in and start doing the build. In terms of your building costs, you've got your substructure, your slab or base stage, you've got superstructure, frame, lockup, then you've got finishing, which is fit out and fixing stage, and then the practical completion, which is the handover. Now, your builder might give you just one price, but these are the main stages of any kind of a construction that needs to be done. Obviously, if you've got basement, if you've got different kinds of building or different structure that requires different methods of building, it might require all sorts of preparation on the ground before it's built. They're all part of it, but this is ballpark, all the different stages of a build. External costs could be landscaping, and if you're doing land subdivisions, there are costs that you have to pay your civil engineer to bring the services to the actual block that you are subdividing, because you can't really sell them without getting the services to the site. Contribution and charges. Different countries, different councils, different states have different fee structures that go towards infrastructure levy. They can go to parkland contributions or council contributions, commonly known as. They could be council fees. They could be service connection fees for the new site, for gas, water, electricity, internet, broadband, telephone. They could be sewer and water contribution fees. There could be a planning gain. In UK, they've got a thing called planning gain, which is very similar to our council contributions. A developer could be required to either construct these elements or substitute a payment in lieu of a commuted payment, or a combination of both. In terms of your selling and marketing costs, you've got your advertising costs, your sales commission, your 3D artist impressions, catalog or a website. These days, sky's the limit. You could spend $15,000 on a single image, which is a render of an artist's impression of what you're actually planning to develop, in order to be able to sell those apartments or sell those townhouses, especially if they are really high end. Contract of sale legals, owners corporation or property management, who is going to look after the common property in the development. Marketing and display suites. There are various landholding costs involved. For example, land tax, rates. These are the costs that are incurring as we are going forward with the development, while we are holding it, while the builder is actually building it, while you are waiting to get a planning permit. These are the costs that are happening in the background. You got to be able to allow for them, and you can only allow for them if you can identify what these costs are going to be. You got interest costs. What is the opportunity cost of your money, for example? Security, hoarding, and fencing. All sorts of miscellaneous insurance costs that you could get, the building insurance, pre-construction and post-construction, title registration, security that happens after the builders it has handed over to you, because that's the time when new developments that are newly built properties get broken into because no one is living there, and so you got to invest in security. So where can you actually get all this information? Now, you can get them from your developer's experience, or you can follow my template for the 2-minute FISO, which has different allowances already set out based on experience of what they work out to be. But if you are from US or UK, you will have to find out certain percentages and certain assumptions that you need to make in order to use that feasibility application. A building economist, a quantity surveyor, estimator, you can go to rics.org. This is the global professional body promoting and enforcing the highest international standards in valuation, management, and development of land, real estate, construction, and infrastructure. And there is actually a section for every country. You could go to BMTQS, which is in an Australian site, that talks about construction cost table in Australia. You could go to rsmeans.com for USA and allcostdata.info for US. And if you can't find anything, all you have to do is use this search term, construction cost data, followed by, don't put those brackets in, followed by your country name, and you'll be able to find out a lot of different websites that have all this information.